Hey guys, I have something really nice to share with you. I discovered two cool apps, and if you combine them, then you can create really awesome Psytrance, psychedelic vocals. I want to quickly show you in a project how I use this. This is something I made today, and this is basically just a master from a track. So some effects are not on place. Just take it with a grain of salt that this is like a master. I put this on top. This vocal is basically created with the technique I will show you later in the video.
Including living organisms, can be explained in terms of mechanical processes. Our sense of self is an illusion. We are ultimately just complex machines made up of atoms and molecules, operating according to the laws of physics and chemistry. Human behavior is caused by prior events. Our actions and decisions are ultimately determined by the physical processes taking place in our bodies and brains.
So I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed it, and I'm not sure if it will land ultimately in the track. It's a collab, so if the other guy finds it cool as well, but I really dig what you can get out of this. The first ingredient we have is we need a good idea. That's kind of like the core of it. Just think of the theme of your track, what your track wants to transmit. So for example, in that track, I really saw that it's kind of like a combination between mechanical and vocal elements. You will hear that when that track comes out. And so I thought, why not bring in the theme that humans are actually machines? The first thing you need to do to open ChatGPT, you need to register for it. I think you can register as a student now and not as some creator or something. All you need to do is you need to start a conversation with this chatbot, AI chatbot. You ask them some crazy, profound questions. Explain me in a philosophical language what makes humans intelligent. And then you need to wait a little bit and it will answer you. And I don't know why it pretends to be typing. It's like a computer. It's totally silly that it kind of like adds every word like that. Nobody would type like that. You actually would type sentences and then you hit enter or like the whole thing. But apparently this makes it more human. So we will check out. And the thing is, yeah, it gives you real long text, and we will just use this as a source of inspiration to pick the best things and to formulate them in our own words, in our own human, non-machine-like words. But it's pretty cool because actually it answers you most of the time really like scientifically, which is cool for Psytrance vocals. I think this is pretty cool. Unlike other animals, humans have the ability through language to communicate complex ideas and concepts and to share knowledge across generations. So that's something we could take for our vocal. And of course you can copy different things from different parts. What I did basically for the other track. You can also raise multiple questions and type that together. And once you have something which is really cool, then we go to FakeYou.com. It costs like $7 a month, but you can use it also for free, but it takes forever, which is not so nice if you want to try like a lot of voices. And then you can choose some voice which is cool. So for example, we took the Mortal Kombat announcer. And don't ask me about copyright thing. I think that's a topic which is not really thought out on all the courts worldwide, and we are anyways going to process this heavily. So I can definitely say this is less a copyright issue than if you would cut something out of an existing movie or some cartoon or whatever. But just with the grain of salt, there may be issues later. So we copied that in here, and then you just have selected the voice and you go to speak. And I will quickly download and put it into the DAW. So let's copy that quickly in here. Maybe we'll leave the automation I had just for the sake of having some automation in here. And what I usually do is as you can see here, I chop it up and place the words or sentences really how I like them, to have like the breaks how I like them, to have them on the beats how I like them, which I won't do here because it usually takes a while. But you have heard it in the first version. And then you just add some processing. Let's play it once with all the processing and once without. And then I explain quickly what you could do, for example.
Unlike other animals, humans have the ability to use language to communicate complex ideas and concepts.
Also, you need to always check that it's not stretched in a way that you don't want it to have it.
Unlike other animals, Humans have the ability to use language to communicate complex ideas and concepts. Unlike other animals.
That's pretty decent already. You always need to check. Some of the voices are not so good. Some whatever have like noise in them or lisps or other things. And some are not so understandable, as this one might be a little bit harder to hear, but that's not a problem. I mean, not all the tracks have voices in there which you clearly understand. It's not that you are obliged to have a vocal which you can understand. It just needs to be something really cool which fits your track. But if you want to have something understandable, then you need to try a few. For the other track here, I think I tried like 20 voices or something until I reached the one or found the one I really liked. Then we can process it. For example, different processing could be like a vocal chime where you EQ it, you compress it a little bit to make it sit more tight and more present in the mix. Then I have tried different effects like redux, resonators, spectral resonators, and at the end I just put some reverbs and delays in, and I have a very simple thing. So basically I'm building my sense here because I did this in a new project. As I mentioned, I had a little bit too much stuff in the other project, so I just bounced the master out and tried here my processing, and then I will bounce this out and bring it back into the master. I put like a delay in here and a reverb, and it's pretty easy. I put it like on 0 dBs and have like a utility, and with the utility I can basically do the same. Like here I can kind of like control the input gain. Put a low cut here on the delay because it delays here into kick and bass, so I want to avoid that. I have some panning which I automate as well. So be creative here. Basically just do some pre-processing, just put some kind of like things for the mix like delays and reverbs, and in the middle you're completely flexible. You can put in like glitching tools and whatever you like, or you can use the time stretching algorithms, which I do on a regular basis. So you see this is not exactly on time here. I have like different ones. Here you can see I kind of like manually glitched. So this one has a grain size and a different BPM. So yeah, quite flexible. I think I uploaded like a lot of vocal tutorials where I have shown how to do that. So if you want to know more about that, check that out on my channel. If I find one, I'll link up here. And then I hope to see you on my next video. Let me know in the comments if you have found really cool voices. Let me know in the comments if you have a really nice text, or if you made some track with this technique, then also you can link it in the comments and other guys can check it out.